Shabbat Shalom. In this Torah portion, Ekev, in chapter 8 in the book of Deuteronomy, we, on verse 10, we find one of the, I would say, best known commandments in the Torah, even though we may not know that this is exactly in the Torah, but it is here, and that is the commandment to bless God and to thank God after we eat a meal. The commandment of Birkat Hamazon, or sometimes in the Christian lexicon is called grace, or saying grace. You know, Christians, the difference is that Christians say grace usually before they eat. We say grace after we eat. Maybe one way to look at it is, you want to be sure that you like the food. Although we say blessings before we eat as well, but the main grace, the main thank you, the main blessing is after we eat, and it comes from this Torah portion. ואכלת ושבעת וברכת את אדוני אלוהיך על הארץ הטובה אשר נתן לך. When you have eaten your fill, give thanks to the Lord your God for the good land which He has given you. And this is the source of the mitzvah of Birkat Hamazon, of saying thanks after you eat food. This is one of the 613 commandments in the Torah. Moshe is instructing the children of Israel, the Torah is instructing when you eat, when you finish, you are full, then you say thank you to God for the food you ate. The question is, why do I need to be told to say thank you for the food I eat? Doesn't come natural for me to say thank you? Wouldn't I feel gratitude just spontaneously? So after I finish a meal, I will say thank you, God, for the wonderful food, the wonderful meal you gave me. Thank you for the wheat, thank you for the water, thank you for the tomatoes, for the strawberries. Isn't that natural to say thank you? The Torah tells us, no, it is not. It is not natural to say thank you. And that is why the children of Israel need to be told to say thank you. That's why when our children get something, we tell them, what do you say? And they say, thank you, you are welcome. Hopefully we don't have to tell them when they are 15 or 17 or 18 or 25. But when they are little children, they want something, you give them, they grab it and they go. And then you stop them and say, what do you say? Thank you. Okay, now you can go. Because if you don't say thank you, you cannot go. You need to acknowledge the fact that when you get something, it's not the natural way of things for happening. That not everybody gets a meal at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. That not everybody can open the refrigerator and find food there. That not everybody, gets a gift card for their birthdays. So when you get something, then you need to say thank you. And it is the role of parents and educators to teach our children and our students and our congregants, when you are a rabbi, to say thank you. You do it with the example, through example, and you do it also by telling them, is there anything you want to tell me? Not because the thank you is good for you, or because God needs the thank you. God knows how great He is without you saying a blessing to Him. Parents know when they give a gift to a child that they are generous, that they are good parents. Hopefully they know, not because they give a gift, but regardless of the fact that they give a gift. But we want our children, we want our students to become better human beings. Because when you feel gratitude, when you are humble enough to know that not everything comes from you, that it's not the God's given, it's not your God's given right to get everything you want, that someone is working for it, that other people don't have the same blessings that you do. So when you get this feeling of gratitude and you are able to express it. Thank you, God. When you say a blessing, which is basically saying thank you to God, then you are translating this feeling of gratitude into action. And by saying the words, you become a better human being and a happier human being. Each time you say thank you, each time you send a thank you note, each time you appreciate what other people do for you or give you, then you become a better human being and a happier human being. And because parents want our children to become better human beings and happier human beings, that's why we tell them when they are very little, what do you say? Thank you. What do you say? Thank you. And we hope that one day they will do it by themselves without a father nudging them. But the Torah is telling us that we need to start by telling our children that this is part of the education that they are going to receive. That it is okay to teach people to say thank you. That it's not going to come spontaneously to them when they are children. And they are going to know better if you teach them how to know better in their lives. So each time that you educate your children, or your grandchildren, or your students, you are not putting a harsh limit on them. You are teaching them to become better human beings. And this is the same that the Torah is doing with us. Shabbat Shalom.